entrance.
You mean your exit? You're so funny. Hello everyone. I am interrupting my Saturday vlog to make you guys my dehydrated hamburger patty recipe. So I have prepared everything here. Today I went to the farmer's market and I got my Dinosaur Kale. It's been triple washed and the salad spinner's been used on it. So the first step, I will write the recipe down below, and but the first step is to process up the kale. So I'm going to start by putting a bunch of this kale in here and then getting it all processed. Now, I don't know how much kale this is. I think it's probably about ½ pound of kale. What are you doing, Kaden?
Nothing.
So I'm just gonna like put it in, let it process down. And I used to try and just stuff it all in, but this way works much better. Just adding in a little bit at a time. So I actually haven't made this recipe in about 6 weeks because I just haven't felt like it. And hamburgers. The last time I made some dehydrated hamburger patties, I didn't even eat them all. So this time I think what I'll do is freeze some of them. That might work. Or Memorial Day, we're having people over for a barbecue, and I plan on eating this hamburger on Memorial Day. So maybe I'll make some available to others who might want to try it. What are you doing, Kaden? You silly boy. Okay. Voila. I don't have my tamper. I don't know where it is. Just get that shoved down. Turn it back on. Alright, so this is very reduced. What did you need, son? Okay, so basically it's all ground down very fine. You know what's really great is we could probably not chew it that fine at all. So when we, when we use our food processor or our blender, it like masticates. I don't know what my son is doing right there. It masticates, it chews it for us, so it helps release a lot of the nutrition in it. Okay, so that's the first step, is even in making my raisin walnut muffins, that's the first step, is reduce down your Dinosaur Kale. Okay, now the next step is some organic sun-dried tomatoes. Unfortunately, I used my sun-dried tomatoes in my hummus the other day. Well, not unfortunately, they've been eating it. But just to show, you guys can improvise. See, I don't have everything that my recipe calls for. So I'm gonna use something different instead. If I had real tomatoes, I'd probably use real tomatoes that were not sun-dried. But I have some red bell peppers, and I really don't even have a lot because my daughter used them. So I'm just gonna throw those in there. I calls for 2 carrots. I have 3. I'm just gonna throw 3 in. I use the other, this is one bunch of carrots that I purchased this morning at the farmer's market. And if you see my Saturday vlog, I made some Indian curry rice out of the white carrots that I purchased at the farmer's market. And that's gonna be in that vlog or separate, I don't know what to do. We'll see. We'll see what I do. So I have the carrots cut up into little pieces and put in there. I'm gonna put in a clove of garlic. Really, you guys, you can't mess this up. You can't. If you have your kale and you throw in some chia seeds to bind the kale together when you dehydrate them, you can add whatever flavors you want. You could make your hamburgers taste Asianish by putting ginger in them. I'm gonna make my hamburgers kind of Mexican-y tasting because I love Mexican food. So what I did, onion, I'm sorry. I don't want to put in a lot of onion because onion is really strong in dehydrated food. So, okay, so that much. And I'm using red onion. I prefer the tops of the green onion, but I don't have any. So again, I'm improvising with what I have. So you just gotta make it work. Don't freak out if you look at a recipe and you go, oh, I don't have all of the ingredients Jan used. I can't do it. Yes, you can. Just do with what you have. I'm gonna squeeze lemon in here and hope I don't get it all over myself like I did the other day when I was making the hummus. It was all over my face and my arms and everything. And I think I was even wearing the same shirt when I made that. I like this shirt. I need more shirts, sleeveless shirts. Okay. Okay, so I have the lemon in there. All right, now my secret ingredient. Well, before I reveal my secret ingredient, I'm going to put, in my original recipe called for 1/3 cup of hemp hearts. I'm going to use sprouted pumpkin seeds because I'm out of hemp hearts. So this will just add some protein. Let me see how much protein. 7 grams of protein and 1/4 cup. So I'm going to add, let's say, I'm going to add like 1/2 cup here. And you know what? I think I'm going to save this and add it in towards the end. Because I want to leave the pumpkin seeds more chopped than mushy to give it a little bit of texture. Here is my chia seed, and I'm going to add 1/2 cup of chia seed. Now this is what's going to bind everything together. Chia seed will act like a glue when you dehydrate it to keep it all together. Now my secret ingredient is poblano, no. Chile pasilla. That is my secret ingredient. You can buy these pretty much in any grocery store now. You can find a wide variety of dried peppers. Well, my mother-in-law, an awesome Mexican cook, uses chile pasilla in her beef. Like if she makes a, what would you call it? If she makes a roast, for her, she uses chile pasilla and she puts it, makes kind of a sauce over it, and it is wonderful. And I miss the flavor of the chile pasilla, so I'm going to put it in my hamburger patty. So what I've done is I've taken 1, 2, 3, I've taken 4 chile pasillas and I've soaked them for, I put them to soak and then I rinsed off all the kale and everything so they didn't have to soak very long. So I'm going to even put them in with the seeds in them. I'm not going to take the seeds out. They add a lot of flavor, but I am going to take off the stem, okay? So I'm going to just kind of drain each pepper out because they do hold a lot of water. I'm just going to drain them out. I'm going to take off the stem, drain out the chili. And put it in. Now you might be thinking, I don't have chili pasilla. It's okay if you don't have chili pasilla. I'm not going to throw the water away yet because I probably won't use it, but you just never know. It's okay if you don't have chili pasilla, and it actually is not a hot, it doesn't add a hot flavor to it because it's, it adds more of a savory flavor. It isn't a very hot chili. So you could actually, if you wanted something more spicy, I thought of picking some raw jalapenos from my garden and using those in here, but I wasn't sure if that would make it too spicy or not. So I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so now we're just gonna blend this up, and probably I should have, when I was adding, I should have been adding as the food processor was spinning, so it catches. I was gonna catch it this way. keep stopping and stirring. Some other things that you can add in here that I have added is mushrooms. So you can put some mushrooms in here if you like that. I think the last time I made it, I believe I added green peas to it. And that was really good. I had just remembered that, otherwise I would throw some green peas in here. So this is, my food processor is really full, so it's taking a little bit of time to process this down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make my hamburger patties bigger, because if you've seen my raw hamburger, I use the iceberg lettuce for the bun, and my patty kind of gets lost in the bun. So there we go. Giving a nice spin on it now. I did forget to add a little bit of salt to it. I'm going to add some Himalayan salt. Oh, isn't this beautiful, you guys? I purchased this, I found it at the flea market today. Isn't it so pretty? This is from France, and it's Theodore Haviland, I don't know, but I just thought it was pretty. I like antique dishes, so. Okay, the salt. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt to this. Almost a teaspoon. I don't want to overdo it. You know what I think I might do is I think I might add a little bit of this juice from the peppers to it. And they're going to dehydrate anyway, so the juice will actually just, yeah, it's got some nice flavor in it. See, I have never done this when I've made my hamburger patties before. And I'm going to give it a try. Taste it. Wow. You know what? It's pretty spicy. Good. I guess those pasilla peppers were spicier than I thought they were. Needs a little bit more salt. Himalayan salt, of course. Going to add the pumpkin seeds, or you can use walnuts, or you can use hemp seeds. If you don't have any of those, you don't have to use anything at all. So here is my Excalibur dehydrator sheet, and I'm going to use the ring of a wide mouth mason jar, but I'm actually going to make them bigger than that because this is how big I usually make them, and I really want them bigger and even a little bit thicker, I think. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here, but I'm gonna just kind of, I want them all to be kind of like the same size, so I'm gonna pack it in there and then voila. But how can I get that to be bigger? Okay, I'm gonna take this Tupperware dish. It is a good inch bigger than the ring, and I'm gonna cut it. That way I'm gonna have my mold. I'm gonna cut this carefully. That way I'm gonna have my mold for future hamburgers. Be careful when you do that, okay? Okay, good, perfect, perfect. Good idea, Jan. Okay, so here is my mold. I'll spend a little bit of time later getting the edge even. Make sure I don't have any plastic in there. So I'm just gonna fill this in, and I may only get about 3 patties out of here. So you make it as big as you want to. Using the wide mouth jar mason lid may be big enough patty for you. For me, I just want it a little bit bigger and a little bit thicker. Okay, I'm gonna pat it down my fingers, and I have patty number 1 done. Voila. Okay, see that? Okay, so I went ahead and finished forming all the patties, and you can see I have 5 hamburger patties out of that. Now, this is what I do, the finishing touch before I dehydrate. And I take this Canadian steak seasoning, Canadian, yay, because I'm Canadian too. It has no MSG in it. But what you could do is you could find, like, this you probably won't be able to find, or it might be hard for you to find. But you could take some fajita seasoning. I know Frontier has an organic fajita seasoning, and you could sprinkle it on top, or you could take some taco seasoning. You can take some sort of seasoning and just kind of sprinkle it on top. And I just kind of give it a little pat to just kind of pat it into the hamburger patty. And are you making fun of me, Javi Garcia? And there I have it. It's ready to go. It's ready to go in the dehydrator. So there you have it. So I'm going to dehydrate this for sure for 24 hours, for sure. And then I'm going to dehydrate it at 115. So I don't want my hamburger patty crispy, and you know, I don't want to, when I dehydrate, I don't want it to like snap. You know, I want it to be like a hamburger patty, kind of hard on the outside and a little moist on the inside, but also not so moist that if I bite it, it's going to fall apart on the bun, you know. So you just dehydrate it until you get the texture that you want. And then what I think, actually, even what you could do is you could freeze this hamburger patty until you're ready to dehydrate it. If I think, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna have a hamburger patty, I'll start dehydrating it tonight. So you could even freeze them or dehydrate them first and then freeze them, what you're not gonna use for a while, or put in the fridge, what you're gonna use in the next few days, and then you could stick them on the dehydrator a few hours before you know you're gonna need it, because I mean, who wants to eat a cold hamburger patty? I don't. So I like to take my patties right from the dehydrator and put them in my hamburger bun, and that way they taste warm. So after a few hours though, I am gonna flip these patties over once they're not so fragile that they won't fall apart, and then put some seasoning on the other side. So you guys asked me for this video. I hope this helps, and I hope it teaches you to think outside of the box. As long as you have the kale and the chia seed to form it together, throw in, you know, whatever you want. And the good thing about a hamburger is you can add whatever flavors are missing in your organic ketchup or your mustard, or, you know, your vegetables that you're gonna put on there, some avocado, some maybe some, I like to put on my my cultured dill, what am I trying to think of? kimchi, you know, the kimchi, the sauerkraut, and you know, some onion. So you're gonna have a mouthful of flavors. So even if your hamburger patty isn't perfectly salted or perfectly flavored, you're gonna have it all mixed together in your mouth with everything else. So bye guys, let me know your comments on this video. If you tried it, if you like this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, my vlog, my 1 year vlog raw. Bye. Hey guys, it's Sunday, it's 2:30. Hamburgers have been in the dehydrator for, I think, about 24 hours. I don't remember what time I made them yesterday, but here they are. They're done. And I flipped them last night before I went to bed. Sprinkled some of the steak seasoning or the fajita seasoning on the other side. They're not hard, but they're definitely ready. I could have a nice burger with them right now. And then over here, after I made the hamburger video, I made some brownie walnut muffins. And I already have a recipe on YouTube about making the muffins. So that's what I made, and they're ready as well. These ones are softer than the hamburgers. They went in later, and I think they have a more liquidy stuff in them. But I'm gonna let them cool. Tomorrow's Memorial Day, so I'm gonna eat hamburger tomorrow for Memorial Day, and I'm gonna probably not put these in the fridge until after tomorrow. You have to make sure you put your dehydrated stuff in an airtight container, or they will start to rehydrate. So that's it. It was fun. This is my recipe book of my 1 year since I started, of just things that I've experimented with, recipes that I've written. My raw oatmeal, my acai bowl. Maybe I'll have to, you know, type this out someday. Things that I've tried, things that I've liked, things that I haven't liked. My feta cheese I made last week. There's my muffins, homemade Caesar. So if I think everybody should have a book like this. You know, just to write a recipe down. Papaya sushi, taco supreme. Just to keep track of your recipes, what you try, what you like, what you can adjust on it. Like I always leave a little space. So, oh look, last time I made it I had too much salt, or I didn't like it, or needed more texture or something. So anyway, see you guys later.